to What's the Biz podcast. I'm your host, Carrington Griffin, and today's episode is presented, like all of our episodes, by the YBI. People, I thank them for this space and also the opportunity to come to you all, just have a conversation. Today, I am joined with a very, very special guest, very, very special friend. I'm privileged to be able to call her a friend, but put your hands together in the virtual world for Mayor Cat Miller.
Thank you.
How are you?
Same side, that's my face.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We go back some years. So I will try to remain professional in this conversation and give the honor to you guys there. So Mayor Miller, if you can tell us a little bit about yourself, what your journey, what brought you to becoming mayor?
Sure. So being mayor was something that I've always wanted to do. When I was growing up in high school, I was the class president every single year. It's just something that my parents instilled in me, in very unique leadership. And really kind of get along with everybody. Didn't have any cliques in middle school. I just kind of got along with everybody. If that holds true to even today, just get along with everybody. But it was always something that I feel like since I was little, my dad was always leadership.
Yeah.
But a little bit about me, just like you are a wonderful father. My main priority in life is my kids and my husband. So I tell everybody I'm mom first, grown away first, mayor second. So that's really what guides me is that's how it is.
I love that. And thank you for that. I am father first. So I appreciate that. And as her friend, I've seen her on action, and this state is great.
Well, you've seen me in live action at sporting events.
Yes, sporting events.
Live action at sporting events is a lot different.
I'm all for it.
They're going to go to the level of the kids so mad and loud. When I first won the election, we were at a basketball game. Then I started yelling at one of the refs, Mr. Mills, Ken Mills, one of my favorites. And I started yelling from the stands. My husband was like, Cat, you can't do this anymore. And I said, yes, I can. You go sit over there. I'm going to yell as loud as I need to yell.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So, what is it that you love about serving your community, Struthers?
I'll tell you, there's a couple of things. One of them is I love to see the change. So a lot of times politicians and leaders, they talk about things, and sometimes they don't happen. So I like when things actually are happening and you can see the change, and I can show people like, look, this was once a wooded area. Now we're turning it into a kayak launch. Like, I like to see the change. I feel like that's a testament to a lot of the people who are doing the work and getting things done. I like seeing change. The other thing I love about it is, and this doesn't get to sound real pushy, but I like that people feel comfortable talking to me and stopping by the office and having a cup of coffee, and just they know they can come to our office and just have someone that's going to listen and really try and help people. So when I get a call from someone on the north side, hey, can you take me to get my COVID shot? And they'll be like, all right, I take them to get their COVID shot. I like that people rely on me and my staff for even just those basic things in life. I feel proud. I feel like that's the Struthers thing. Like, our people we rely on each other. We help where it's needed. And in Struthers, when somebody's in need, the whole community comes running. It's a weird family relationship. Like brothers and sisters, you fight all the time. But when somebody needs something, you have their back no matter what. And that's kind of how Struthers is. So that's part of the job that I love. I love being like the face of that, representing that community.
That's awesome. Personal story. And though, I don't think I've ever shared this with you all. But it speaks to what you just said, being able to help. Our kids are the same age. And I remember there was a trip, and you all reached out to me. I was up to like, hey, we're going, JoJo can come with us, our family. It's okay. And at the time, I didn't really know you all. It might have been a second year of knowing each other. And it just speaks to who you are as a person. So publicly, thank you.
Well, that's something, like I said, that's something that Struthers people do. I can't tell you how many coaches, how many teachers, how many families help when that's needed. And we were not in that tournament without Josiah because we needed him on the field. But bringing him with us, that he's part of our family. Once we're on a team or we're in something together, they remain a part of your family. I know to this day, he walked by me at one of the games and I yelled, I said, you better get back over here and give me a hug. And he laughed and he came get headphones on, so he didn't hear me, but he came back over and gave me a hug. That's what we do. It's what my parents did. It's what, when my dad came over from Italy, he couldn't speak English. He went to St. Nick's, went to Struthers High School, and they wrapped their arms around my dad, taught him how to speak English, and really gave him that sense of community. So it's just something we love doing stuff like that. We love, and my kids learn how to have a lot of people around.
I love that. So you spoke about in your answer, you spoke about change. Mm-hmm. Can we talk about some of the change that is on the horizon for the city of Struthers?
We have a lot going on right now. We've spent a lot of years planning and doing our comprehensive plan, our ATP plan, all of these documents that sometimes just sit there in your desk and you don't really do anything with them. Except we work with KO Consulting and they have put everything that we've got to use because now we're seeing a lot of grant money come through our way. So it looks like, oh, Struthers is getting this, Struthers is getting this. Well, no, we put in the work. We put in the time. We work with a lot of different companies. We work with MS Consultants, ADG. We kind of pick and choose who we work with, but there's so much change happening because we put in that work. And when I first started in 2020, COVID kind of played everything. I mean, the whole world was kind of at a stop. So we had to, instead of hitting the ground running, we had to kind of put the brakes on, stop, and kind of see where everything set at that time. So we did a lot with ARPA money. There's a lot coming to our downtown. It's been a mess for a long time. It was very stagnant. And then it went to a phase where it was orange barrels everywhere and dumpsters everywhere and people working. But you got to get through that ugly phase to get to the pretty phase. But we have a lot of things going on. So we're receiving a lot of money. We have a huge project down by the river. That's been a main focus of one of the mayors around here is uncovering a river. And we have one that runs right through our downtown, right by the Boxing Park. And we have a $1.18 million project that's going on. So there's going to be a huge kayak launch. I don't know if you saw the newscast with me crying all over the news and Stan Bunny like zoomed in on my face. But the library project we've been working with Amy Eric, she's amazing, since 2021. So a lot of these, we like to talk things into existence. So even when we drive by, I'm like, that's where the library is going. That's where this is going. So for years, my kids and my family have heard me say, this is where this is going. So a lot of times you talk that change into existence. And when it happened, it's when we knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
We've been saying it.
Yes.
But we have a lot of good change.
Good.
And our community loves it. A lot of times people they don't like change and they don't want things to happen, but not in Struthers. I think that was Edmund O'Brien got elected as a single mayor. They wanted to change. They wanted something different. So
if I can, correct me if I'm right, helps. First female mayor in the city. In the county. Yeah.
In the county. We did not know that, though. We did not know that. We knew in the city, but we did not know in the county until after the primary election. We had no idea.
Well, I will say you're handling it excellently with grace and poise. It just kudos to you.
Then you're watching the good stuff because sometimes I don't have a lot of grace. And sometimes that Italian comes out of me that I can't control myself, and sometimes that's where I'm not good at politics.
Okay.
Because I sometimes don't have that grace, and I just say what I think needs to be said sometimes, and that's where I can create some enemies. But I feel like I can't not be true to Mixel, but true to I feel like that's what Struthers needs. And someone to be at the table.
I think you wouldn't be in a position if Struthers did all that change. So this if you never feel like, oh no. That's why you're there. So again, round of applause and kudos to your changes. Absolutely. So, question. I want to shift to economic development, and we have some small businesses and owners and founders who may be listening and watching. What does that look like for the city of Struthers? Are there opportunities for small businesses to relocate there? Is there opportunity for work there? I know you said there was some construction and everything like that. I tell people all the time with change, sometimes that C means construction. It has to be okay with the construction that comes with change. So as far as economic growth, what's on the horizon in the city?
So I know we're going to have a lot of open office space that's downtown that we're looking at. We have some office spaces all around the city. But what I think sets us apart from other places is we are so business friendly. I have everyone's cell phone number in my phone. I talk to them constantly. We're visiting all the time. We're getting feedback. We're getting input. We're working on a facade grant right now by City Council where we will match up to $5,000 if they spend 10. We were able to do that 4 years ago. We haven't been able to do that budget-wise, but now we have the expensory money. So we're able to utilize that on the side thing. So what I can say is between our administration and our city council, we have all the right people in the right places. And that's hard to come by. There's a lot of cities that kind of just are a stalemate because they're back and forth with administration, city council. We've had such a great relationship since I've been there for 6 years. We argue, we discuss things, but at the end of the day, we've always done what's right for the city. There's a lot of things that we will show up to. I know the Youngstown Warren Chamber has lunch and learns, and it's usually business people. They get up and they give a 30-second thing, and I haven't been to one in a while, but I'll show up there and they'll say, "Hey, we're City of Struthers. Come to us. We're business friendly. We have a nice sense of community." There's a lot of projects that we're looking at with other business owners, especially with our downtown. But we're always trying to improve. We work very well with Eastgate, and there's a lot of things that Trisha is trying to do with Youngstown Road corridor and tie everything together. But we have a good mindset that we like the regional approach to things because that's the only way we're going to bring money into our city. And we have the CRA, so we have the 15-year tax abatement. We work very well with the land bank. Deb Flora is insane. And Ian Beniston from YNBC, so they're actually getting built at 8 of our houses by October.
Whoa.
So yeah. We had a little hang up with some things, but we're excited about that. So we're landlocked, so we don't have a lot of places where you can just build. So it's kind of realizing some of the things we already had there. Now, I'm not saying in the future we're not opposed to attempting to annex some different places. So we may have space. I know it's on my long-term goals is to get more property, but we're always looking at new ideas. And when business owners call and they say, "Hey, can we do this? Hey, about that?" I hardly ever say no to ideas. I'm like, why not? I have no reason we can't work. But we're very business friendly when it comes with.
Yeah. I also would add innovative. What you have built and what you have all in Struthers is amazing. You said it. There are cities, called name any, but there are cities where City Hall and City Council, it's just hard to get them all the same page. Sometimes it's egos, and sometimes actually, I'll be honest, sometimes it's valid, but to hear that you have all of these characters working on the same page, with the same vision of, hey, let's push this forward. And this is the vision, this is the agenda, and let's move forward. And kudos to you for having vision. A lot of leaders will be in place without vision and with eyes shut and ears closed and not open to hearing how people who have been there before them or who are there to help can assist with the vision. So that speaks to your leadership. You're in the month of March, which is recognized as National Women's History Month. So we already spoke to your historic accomplishment, but I just wanted to make sure I gave space to again congratulate you on being the first mayor in the city of Struthers and in the county.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
But it's also something that we should kind of be ashamed of too. At the same point, 2020. That's the first.
Yes, yeah.
That
Yeah.
Look at all these companies. Look at all these strong women in this area, and look at what they're doing.
Absolutely.
And it took till 2020.
Absolutely.
That's not a big thing. I mean, it's yay, woo, but
Yes.
it should also be.
Yep. I will remain silent with that. You said about I wholeheartedly agree. So great segue. The women in the area with its history since 2020 and taking your position as a leader of the community. How have you seen women stepping up to the plate? Whether that be friends, associates that you know, but in our community, as leaders who.
So I'll tell you, there's definitely been a shift, and there's a lot of women in the area trying to make it a bigger shift. A lot of times women are catty and women don't want to see other women. There's a jealousy thing there, but there's definitely a group of women in this area who applaud and they clap and they're the first ones to the table, the first ones to say congratulations, and they genuinely need it. They genuinely want to see other women succeed. You have Tanisha, we have Stephanie Gilchrist, Amy Show. We have a bunch of people nominated for there's like 5 of them. I'm like, this is amazing. Demfort, Lily, Tiffany Sobel from IMDC. There's so many, the list of polling, there's so many different venues and avenues that people are trying to get that back, because a lot of times your biggest critics are the men sometimes. It's like, I'm cheering for you. Why aren't you cheering for me? So Amy does this thing where she has the lunch where she brings different speakers and then they explain what they're doing. And it's really been eye-opening for me to see some of these things, because you see these people on Facebook. You're like, oh, their life's perfect. How are they doing this? How are they have 5 kids, dinner's on the table, house is clean. How are they doing this? And then sometimes you listen to them talk and hear their story, and you're like, whoa, like they're going through the same thing we're going through. You're not sleeping, you're trying, but there's a lot of like Amy with her lunches. They're trying to make a lot of things happen. They're trying to create that shift by making women more relatable and putting them up on the pedestal and stopping with her there and not being kind of jealous. So we have there's a really good shift going on.
It's very beautiful to hear that. Now, here at YBI, I guess I can't say this strictly led by women. We have a bar. Look at our core leadership. Women would probably think, yeah, I would say, and I'm not saying this because I sponsored this with them, because I'm what I work for, but we have a very, very strong organization, and our vision is strong. We handle change very well. So to your point, shout out to all of the women in this fucking large American history. And Mayor Miller, I'm done with my conversation, with my questions.
You're done. That's good. I could talk all day. So.
And we can talk all day. But I'm going to give you back the rest of your day. Thank you so much for your time, your insight. It's been an amazing conversation. Again, I root from a distance, and if I need to be front row, great reading, I will do that as well.
Let you know.
Yeah, absolutely. What's on the horizon for Mayor Miller?
Hey, new season.
Oh.
I know mayor stuff, but like I said, my focus is like where I'm thinking about how am I going to get dinner with the kids after going to the Valley Partners Leadership Summit. The vision for me is just showing up and being present and being involved as much as I can, so we get Struthers name to the table.
I love it. You are doing that. Struthers, you all have a gym, and Mayor Miller, you have a gym. I sent you. I was closing, but I'll say this: I sent you down into August, and to know that your mayor is advocating for your city at the state level. You couldn't ask for a better person. So I just wanted to let you walk in that. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again for joining us today. And thank you all for listening to What's the Biz podcast. with Carrington Griffin, presented by YBI. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.